Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this Tuesday. Norman, good to see you all. Grant, good to see you all. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook, welcome back. Good to see you, Lita. Good morning. Looks like we're having a little bit of fun morning again. Yesterday was actually a pretty good day, shockingly. We had a really nice, good rally in the Dow. Got a nice little market, all-time highs. A lot of the stocks and swing trades that we did pretty well. And also, again, a really, really, really good pre-market this morning. Once again, if some of you on YouTube, Facebook, if you missed it, you can always do a trial. Just jump in there and join us. But we're getting a really nice run on KNDI. I mean, this thing just ran at 845. You know, we had two nice runners. We had the RELI, which we're going to talk about next. And then, well, we're going to go to the stocks we traded yesterday and the KNDI. But this thing is just a really, really nice stock. I'm seeing a lot of orders right now that are hovering on the offer right now. If we see those guys getting taken out, then we'll see it. But you also go see back in December, we are testing a major resistance. But really, really nice move. I mean, the thing just ran for a nice little 30 cents. Nice little level 2 stock. I think everybody can afford it. But let's go over a couple of things really quick and talk about what's going on. I mean, the Dow is obviously, you could see, and the S&P have done really, really well, almost at the all-time highs of the market, you know, right around there. Omicron, the virus is really not as serious as it seems for some people. They look at it. The CDC lowered it down to 5 days. So, you know, it's funny, though. You're hearing about Omicron, but you're not hearing about COVID-19. You're not hearing about Delta anymore, right? So is this going to be like a virus, you know, that's going to be smaller? Is this going to be a bad one coming up? We don't know, but we all know that now they're starting to get these tests out a lot more. And I think everybody here got tested. I mean, if not, try to get tested. Here in New York, there's almost like a 3-day waiting list just to get tested. And by that time, you know, if you did have it, it's probably over. But anyway, I think the market does like that. And, you know, and listen, there's no better, safer place than be right here in the cyber group room and just trade. So anyway, I'm looking really quick at the stock RELI. A lot of you remember we traded this a couple of days ago. This stock went from $250 to almost about $8 a share. Stock is doing really, really well. There's also some warrants on the stock. We'll talk a little bit about that. Did I get up here? Yeah, there you go. There's the warrant on that stock. Obviously, trading the commons a lot easier. Warrants. I know Josh did Clash yesterday, and he was specifically taking a lot of time talking about the time and sales window. Time and sales is very, very critical because I'm a tape reader. We see a lot of these orders on level 4. You all know what we're talking about here. We watch iceberg orders. We watch big block orders. And you know what? Sometimes those orders get executed. Sometimes they don't. How do we know that? Time and sales. So if you have missed that class, make sure you get in it. If you're not a student, talk to education advisor to tell you how to get involved. So anyway, let's talk about what happened yesterday. We had a couple of stocks. FTFT was one of them. And let me just bring up the 2-day chart right here. So this stock obviously was a really, really nice, slow moving stock. A little too slow for my taste, but you could have traded a lot of shares of it. Stock started right around $1.10, finished up all the way to $1.80, and then obviously this massive sell just came in right around that, right around close to about 250 or something like that. Yeah, right around there. 256. Boom, the thing came crashing down. So you could see it. Then it started making higher lows, and that's about it. Once that happens, it's game over. MBOT is this stock got destroyed yesterday. Destroyed. You can't see it from here, but MBOT had I'm sorry, not MBOT. There was a BBIO we got to talk about. MBOT was it was BBIO. Sorry about that. We're going to talk about MBOT really quick. So BBIO got crushed yesterday. This stock was from $40, went all the way down to a price around $11.50. And what was unbelievable about this stock is we know it's a pharmaceutical stock. And at 9:30, when we saw the stock making a low, you know, a lot of people think, is it a dead cat bounce? Is the stock going to bounce? Well, sure enough, it didn't. And you could see how the stock right at the open went from 1280 all the way down to 1140. Now she's up today, you know, and you got to work off yesterday's resistance levels to know where we're at, but just be very careful of the stock. You know, it got pretty nasty a few times with the spread and also don't go crazy thinking about the dead cat bounce on it. But looks like she did build a lot of support levels right around here, around 1150. So we had that one. Now on MBOT was actually pretty decent yesterday. It was a fast runner. It just literally just popped. Had a nice little pre-market, and you could see it. Had a little nasty shake right here. But MBOT was one of those stocks that was like the teeter-tottering ones. It was playing games, and boom, the thing just came right back down, which was a very ugly look, and then it went right back up. So you had to get lucky on the stock to get the right place at the right time. But you could see it just out of nowhere. You had to be at the right place at the right time. If you hit any of these big spikes right here, you pretty much got lucky. All right, and that's pretty much does it with that. So overall, it wasn't the greatest day, but other than a few of those little ons and ends, and then we had a couple of the swing trades that did pretty well. I told you Apple did pretty well. Apple, you could see it testing all-time highs. These are more swing trades, so we do some swing trades. Boyle also did pretty well yesterday. So Boyle, if it could get past this $30 resistance levels, Boyle can make a nice move from all the way from 100. That was another stock I jumped into a swing trade, and we have some of the Corona stocks. ABBV doing really, really well. You can see that stock over at 100, almost 134. This is a company that makes the test kits. Come on, read between the lines, everybody. Where there's a catastrophe, I hate to say it, it's an opportunity. Okay, so when I hear anything about that could affect a major company, first thing I do is I go to the stock, and that's why people love trading. Okay, you don't buy a stock because, oh, I love the company. You buy the stock. I mean, you buying a stock because you love the company is one thing, but you could be buying a stock and love the company and go nowhere. Okay, you're buying this company because of the volatility, because of the news, things that are out there that are driving the stock go up, and we all know that's the reason why this one, and also Pfizer, and you probably should have learned that from Moderna. Going from $20 to $500, being vaccine stocks. Now let's talk about what's moving today. A couple of nice stocks. Charlie did pretty well on that RELI, right? Look at that. Beautiful. Way to go. Let me just share that some people in the room can't see that in the side group room, but yeah, Charlie Z just bought that stock, RELI, bought at 640 and sold at 747. Way to go. Round of applause for him. So anyway, that stock right there, RELI, had a little bit of a push yesterday. You could see it. Had that little bit of a move too. That was another stock, but then she kind of held up. She's holding pretty strong right now. But be very careful, because the stock, we knew it was a short squeeze. When we traded it back on this day right here, you could see it. We blow this up so you guys could see that. When we saw this little push-up gap up, and then all of a sudden ran all the way up to here, ran from 5 to 820, and then boom, look, it came all the way back down to $4. Unbelievable short squeeze. Stock had one nasty, ugly shake in it also. So be very, very careful on that. I'm going to hop over here on the level 4 and show you what we got going on. So we got a couple of iceberg orders right here. You can see them right there. A nice big one showed 50,000, right around 750. He pulled his order, and that's when the stock ran, and he came back. Okay, and that's when the stock came back down. You can see another support level is right here. But listen, look at the heat map. Those orders are what we need to focus on. Those orders are what dictate the direction of the stock. If you want to question them, no problem. Let me know how that works out for you. But listen, you're not trading 50,000 shares. Someone else is. You got to follow the algorithms. You got to follow the high frequency trades. You got to follow the institutions. KNDI, let's go hop over there. So KNDI is starting to back off a little bit. I'm not really a big fan of it as of right now. You could see how that nice little pop. We had some decent volume, but volume started dying down right here on the bottom. You got some orders out there, 11,000, right here. So we're not seeing a huge amount of iceberg orders as much as we like. Not as pretty as the RELI where you see these. But you know what? Nice little pop early. We'll put it on the watch list. We'll see what happens when it opens up. Next one that made our list, APPS. Now, this one's obviously a little bit more expensive. For some of you advanced traders, this might be up your alley. The stock was $100, $90 stock, got destroyed, came to a major support levels around 50. The stock is pretty, you know, it's pretty decent because you can see a little bit more big block orders, but they're not really that much of an order out there. Listen, you can see 200, 300, but then you got 4,000, 3,000. Listen, doesn't sound like a lot, but when everyone's showing 100 shares and everybody and those big block orders out there are 20, 30 times bigger, yeah, you know what? That is an iceberg order. So, but you can see we got this major resistance at 42.20. So it's got to break that before it goes any higher. And like I said, I'll put the BBIO on there just for the hell of it. You know, the stock got crushed. We'll see how it moves. Norman's calling out in the cyber group room, BVXV. You know, I had that stock on the watch list this morning, Norman, and then now looking at it, you could see it had a really nice run up in around 4 o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock. Ran from like $2.75 all the way back down to $3. So, well, listen, it could move in the morning. I put it on the B list, but it's definitely not, maybe even the C list, because I don't like to see stocks like that, and we see it happen all the time when the market in some previous morning meetings, and sometimes they don't go anywhere. But because it's got 8 million shares, because it's got a nice little price levels and tier sizes, it's not the end of the world. All right. Okay, guys, so that pretty much does it. We have our list. We know what this week entails. It's the slowest week of the year. Apparently it didn't seem that way yesterday with the Dow and everything else. But you know what? A lot of people ain't traveling. It's not like everyone, you know, historically we've been gone this week. So we are getting some good volatility, which is great. So, but the big thing is this: we want to finish out the year as a positive. For some of you students, you got those yearly journals that we gave you. You know what? You got the daily journals, the yearlies. It's always exciting to know how you finished out the end of the year, and that will get you set up for 2022. All right. Happy trading, everyone. We'll start commentary in 15 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, we'll be back here at 2:30 every day here at 9 a.m. and 2:30, or just always like us, friend us, watch some more videos, or join us and do a trial and see how it goes. All right. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.